Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Stephanie and my channel is about all things homemaking. I have a ton of videos on cooking, cleaning, decorating and organising. So if that is something that you're interested in, please be sure to check out my channel and make sure you subscribe for all those videos. In today's video, we're going to be doing some organising around the kitchen. So not the pantry, but all the harder places that we tend to forget about, but we use every day. So I'm going to take you through a few products that I've bought to help organise these spaces, and we will get straight into it. Okay, so I have all of these products here ready to help me organise. So my first one is actually one that I already have in my pantry. So these are the Verriera shelves from IKEA, but these are the smaller ones. So I'm looking at using these above the stove just so I can kind of stack my extra herbs and spices. So when I buy them in bulk as opposed to what I have just in my spice drawer. And that's just because that area I kind of don't use it as much. So I think these will be perfect in there to stack. So that's good. Then the next area I'm looking at is my cutlery drawer. So I just went and got some of these little containers for all the knives and all the forks and spoons. I got a longer one for some of the knives just because they won't fit in there. And then I just got these little ones for all my little bits and bobs. But these are really good as well because they've got like the silicone feet underneath. They kind of like don't move too much. So when I'm opening and closing the drawers, they will be perfect. I got these Lazy Susans from Kmart. So I'm not too sure if I'm going to use those today, but I just bought them because I can never ever find these when I go there. So these are just good to have. And anything that I buy with organising, I kind of tend to just keep it in another room if I need it. And then I end up using it in a different area of the home anyway. So these are just really good to have and they're really inexpensive. They were under $10. And they're pretty good quality as well. And then the last few things I've gotten is things to organise my junk drawers. So they're just here in the kitchen. So when I redecorated, or I should say when I actually did up my study nook, we moved all our stationery from the kitchen into the nook. But by doing that, we've found that it's actually really hard because we actually use a lot of the stationery just every day and we're so used to having it here. So we moved all the tubs from here over to there, but I actually want to reorganize this and have an area here as well. So I got these small bins from Kmart. So these are square ones, so they work well. And again, these have the rubber feet on there for when you're opening and closing the drawers. And then I got these little mini rectangular ones. So lots of organising, lots of things to do, but we are going to get straight into it now. So I have to share this little trick I learnt off TikTok to remove labels from products. You just take your hairdryer and heat up the label for about 15 to 30 seconds and it just peels off, no residue. Honestly, I was so amazed by this, I ended up trying it on all the different containers and even sticky tape. It worked a treat. All right, so now that we've taken the labels off and cleaned everything up, I will show you the first thing we're going to do. So these are my drawers at the front of the kitchen bench. So these are also known as my junk drawers. So I'm scared to open these guys. Okay, so I don't know if you've seen my Instagram on when I first organised this. It didn't look like this. This is another level. So what we're going to do is take everything out, sort it into piles. There are things in here that shouldn't be in here either. Like this shouldn't be in here. This tape gun shouldn't be in here. So we're going to take everything out, organise it all, The second drawer isn't too bad. It pretty much stayed how it was first organised. So I've got the bigger tubs in here. Just got to fold some of these bags, and then these do not belong in here, so we'll get rid of those. And then in the bottom drawer, again, there's probably things that shouldn't be in there that are in there that we kind of need to get rid of and reorganize. So once we've got everything organized, I'll probably end up putting some stationery back in here, some scissors that we use for every day and things like that. But yeah, let's unpack all of this, give it a good wipe down, and then we can get to organizing. So live it up, take it one day at a time. Keep it shining like the stars we see above. There was a lot in these drawers that wasn't supposed to be in there. Another tip I have is, as you take things out, try to group it in piles as you go. It's less overwhelming when you get to do your final grouping at the end. Surfing waves into the night on the beaches of Hawaii. Drinks in Ibiza, anywhere you wanna go, baby, you just let me know. Sunny Indonesia, don't say no. Sipping on tequila, anything you wanna see, be there in a heartbeat. Just say the words and we can go. This is what happens when you unload only 3 drawers of things. So basically all of this here doesn't belong here, and then everything else can pretty much go back in. It's pretty much all sorted. There was just things kind of on top of each other, and pretty much what's staying in the top drawers is this stuff. So again, masks, just have to like kind of refold them and things like that, and then I can put some stationery back in there. But I did not realize that by taking all of that stuff out, it would cover almost my entire bench. So what I'm going to do now is kind of go through, make the tubs look all pretty again, and then I will kind of reconfigure what I want in the top drawer, how I want it to look with the tubs, and then we can start kind of filling them with some extra stationery and bits and bobs that we'll use every day. Sometimes you need an organizer inside of an organizer. Ziploc bags or smaller containers are great for this. Comment below with an area of your home you find difficult to organize. So we are on day 2. I started on Mother's Day. We went to see my mum. There was so much food and we had plenty of leftovers. Okay, so the junk drawers are all done, so I'm going to take you through them. So this is the top drawer, which we use the most. So I've kind of kept it as it was. I've moved some things up, but yeah, so I've left our keys here. I've put the masks here. You know, they were like all messy before, so now they're all in one spot. I'm too scared to throw out these ones just because we don't know what's happening in the world. So we'll just hold on to those for now. In here, I bought this money jar counter thing, but it actually stopped working, so I need to reset that. But I thought, good idea to leave this here with loose change when you've got your keys in the same area. Then we've just got takeout menus for whenever we have people over. We've got our receipts. We like to hold on to like our receipts for a few weeks, or if we're buying something important for a bit longer. This is anything like scissors, tape, anything we need to open things, which we do a lot of. Pens, Sharpies, the infamous chalk markers. Then I've got kind of like the handy stuff for around the house. So like all the screws. I've got my picture hook frames that I need to still hang. And then anything kind of electrical for every day in here. Then the second drawer, I kind of just kept it the same. I just neatened it up, mind you. I think Richard just threw this bag in here, so I will refold that. And then I've put all the kind of hooks and like the felt bits for the furniture and the floors there. And then I've kind of separated like into the command hooks, the strips, and then just like these miscellaneous like little bumper ones into here. So they're all sorted, so I don't have to kind of go through them and work out what's what. And then this is just kind of a bit of a miscellaneous tub. So I've got tea light candles in here, and then these are all the batteries that we don't use anymore. So we've got to take them. I think Safeway actually, sorry, Woolworths, I should correct myself. Woolworths takes those now. So yeah, I'll have a look at those. And then the last drawer is probably the one that had a big transformation as well. So I bought these table runners from Kmart. So I've got those for when we have people over, when I want to decorate. Spare light bulbs, again, a bit miscellaneous, but spare downlight, bit of fishing wire, some stuff for the fridge and the dishwasher, a bit random. I actually have an empty tub, and then some cards that I've bought in case I don't have time to make cards. I've just got some spare cards there. Then I've got clipboards for when I do my shopping list and need to take that with me to the store. And then this is that IKEA tub that I got a while back, and I've got all my electrical wires and batteries in there. So that is the junk drawer glow up. Okay, so now I'm going to organise my 2 cutlery drawers. So what I had in there before was these white Made Smart organisers, but you can see these are the same forks, so I can only fit a certain number in each one. So what I ended up doing was, and I recommend you do this too, is always try and measure your space and get organisers that you know that are going to fit. So, and then if you're unsure, go and buy some and then try them first. So that's what I've done with this top cutlery drawer. So I made sure the knives fit in here. I made sure I could get a good amount of spoons in here. I made sure, like, I tried different sizes and different configurations. So I bought 4 of these ones and 2 of the little square ones and made sure that they fit in here. So I'm pretty sure I can just squeeze in this one here. It's not going to be perfect, but it's got a little bit of a dip, so I can squeeze it so I can have 4 across. Then I can have 2 back here and then these two here. So then I can fit more up here, and then I can have room for other things down here. So that's why I kind of went and bought a few more of these. Yes, I'm loving my hairdryer trick that I showed you earlier. So now that I'm confident in what I can arrange in that drawer, I've gone and bought a few more of these, and they're really good because they have the silicone feet underneath. They don't really move when you're opening and closing the drawer. Like, I'm pushing on that quite hard, and it's actually okay. So let's organize this drawer and the top drawer. Okay, so another tip, if you can, is what I'm doing here, where I kind of laid out the containers how I want them to fit in the drawers. And I'm kind of just organizing what I want in each drawer. So I'm using the top drawer as our everyday drawer, and then the second drawer is for things that we don't use that often. Okay, I'm so happy with how these drawers turned out. So with these organizers, I've been able to fit a lot more in. So I've managed to get our knives that we use every day for dinner, and I've put them with the forks, spoons, butter knives. My little clips are still here, my teaspoons, and then tea making and my smaller cutlery that I use for work. So that's the top drawer. And then in here, I've actually got more room now. So I can actually get some more organizers for here. So this is like entertaining. So I've got straws, bottle opener. So anyone who comes over, you know where he is. He's a feature in our house. I've got my wine stoppers. Is that what they're called? I've got my measuring spoons for when I'm baking and things like that. I've got my other forks, my soup spoons, and my longer knives here. So yeah, I can definitely get more organizers, and then maybe I can put my measuring cups in here as well. But I'm so happy with how they turned out. Okay, so we've got one more place to organize, and I've got my stepper, so I'm sure you can guess what it is. It's this guy above here, the infamous above the stove. So we've got our range hood at the back here. So I have limited storage here, and then I have quite a deep space through the back that I can fit things. So I've got some empty jars and bits and pieces here. I've got my oils here, and then I've got a whole bunch of herbs and spices here that I need to go through. I'm sure there are things that I don't use anymore in there and things that are empty. So we are going to empty that out and give it a wipe down and organize. I have these IKEA shelves, so I'm going to see if they fit, and then what I want to be able to do is put the bulk stock of the herbs and spices like underneath and on top, just so I can see a little bit easier and everything's at the front, as opposed to having everything how it is now, because I can never see what I have and I hate having to grab the stepper and go up there. The other alternative to that I have is these Kmart turntables. So I'm going to see which one fits in there better and how they work. But yeah, we'll empty that out and give it a good wipe down, and then we'll measure some of this and see how we go. Okay, so what I've done is I've tested this shelf, but you can see it's hanging over. It doesn't fit. So it just doesn't fit the width. Yep, the width by like maybe 2 centimeters because of this backing of the range hood. And it kind of defeats the purpose if I put them like this, because I want to be able to see everything. I don't want anything at the back. But what I've managed to see is that these turntables fit in quite well. So I've got one there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try the other one. Whoops. On the other side. And look at that. Perfect. So I think I'm going to leave it as the turntables. So I think maybe we'll do oils on this side, and then we'll do all the herbs and spices on this side. Okay, I'm so happy with how this turned out. So I'll show you. I've got all my oils here. So I recently discovered these spray oil bottles, and I've been loving this. It's a decor one. So I'll try and link that below for you. Then I've got my oil, my balsamic vinegar, my coconut oil, salt and pepper. So these are things that I'm going to use every day on this side. And then my Vegeta. So I've got that there. Then I've got all my master food jars in the middle lined up. And then on this side, I've got all my other herbs and spices. So I can see them quite easily. So that way when I go to the shops, I can just come in here and give them a bit of a turn and see what I'm missing. And I actually managed to grab a few things that were in the pantry and put them in here as well. So these turntables are saving up so much space. But yeah, I'm so happy with how that turned out. I hope you enjoyed today's video and it has given you some motivation and inspiration to organize an area in your home. Don't forget to click that like button for more videos like this, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I'll see you again next Tuesday at 8 p.m.